How many times a day do you laugh? Do you know how important laughter is for longevity and good health? We're going to laugh a little bit today on Chronology.
You're listening to Studio 809 Podcast. This is what community sounds like.
Welcome to the Functional Fitness and Nutrition Podcast with Chronology on Studio 809. I'm Stevie.
And I'm Will.
And we're your co-hosts and experts behind Chronology Functional Fitness and Nutrition. Chronology is a wellness company focusing on functional health and anti-aging through personal training, nutrition counseling, and a holistic approach to life. You can find us online at chronologyfit.com.
That's Chronology with a K. Just to let all the boomers know, there's another part now to Medicare. So there you go. Here's a part F. Part K or something. See, you said laughter.
So in case you haven't figured it out yet, we're going to talk about laughter today.
There isn't a part F. I was just making that up. It might be soon.
Part Z.
Yeah, I know. All right,
so I don't get that whole thing with the part.
It's to confuse people so that they pay more money.
I know, but that's a topic for another day. We're going to talk about laughter today.
And I just want people to know I'm going to cough, make all kind of noises because that's life. That's the way it is. And don't edit it out because that's just the way life is. Things are too edited. When I see a person's picture online, and then when they come into our office, I don't know who that is. It's two different people because of the filter. Just be you.
Yourself. Yeah,
Fart,
I agree.
burp, be you. Have some wrinkles, be you.
Okay, so I wanted to talk about laughter today.
Yep, laughter's good for you.
Because I think that it is a very important part of health, and I don't think we do it enough. And I'm also talking about things like play, laughter and play. I don't know why when we become grown-ups, we stop playing. You get told by other grown-ups.
Oh,
don't do that. That's stupid.
Quit
That's
acting
silly.
like an idiot.
Quit acting like a kid. That's not appropriate and all that kind of stuff.
So
I think that things are starting to change as far as play because we have like adult coloring books now. And it's been a while that those have been out, but I remember, years ago that wasn't a thing.
But the thing is now it's all like deep, scientific, good for the mind. For you to sit there and color and contemplate and
because
stuff like that.
To be honest, when I buy a coloring book, I don't buy an adult coloring book. I buy a kid's coloring book.
Right. So it's good just to sit there and just,
color,
that's a good
superhero or,
just have
cartoon
fun.
character.
Yeah, have a good time.
Yeah. But I mean, I just don't think that we laugh enough. And if you need any proof or any evidence that laughter is great for longevity, I want you to stop and think about all the comedians that lived to almost 100 years old or 100 years old.
Or past 100, yeah.
Some of them smoked, drank, didn't care what they ate.
All of them smoke and drink.
And I'm not going to say,
but I'm
not Betty White.
But I mean,
she might have drank.
It was the time where, would you like a martini with your?
Yeah.
What I mean?
And I'm not advocating smoking, cigars like George Burns or anything. But you can't deny the evidence that they might have had good genes too, but still, they were not as health conscious as say we are.
No.
But here they are, 100 years old, and I know laughter had something to do with it.
It had to have.
It had to have.
There's no way.
I teach a class called Laughter Yoga. Yeah, it might seem kind of silly to some people, but because we start fake laughing and that turns into real laughter. But your brain does not know the difference between fake laughter and real laughter. It just knows that you're laughing and you get an increase in dopamine and serotonin and you get a flood of oxygen because you're laughing and you start to feel happy. So if you are not taking life so seriously and you're laughing, then I think that makes you more resilient to times when you can't laugh, times of stress, or like I said, not taking things so seriously. And so stress is an actual physical poison that it taxes your body and your mind.
And we have stress for a reason. It's there.
Yes,
it's there to help us to live.
It serves a purpose. But let's compare, say, cavemen having stress to today. So, long time ago, you had the stress, the cortisol, the fight or flight. So, like, there's a tiger coming after you, and you have the stress that you're either going to fight or flight. But then the stress goes away. You know, you've hid, the tiger's gone, you ran away, or you don't have to be scared anymore. But nowadays we have deadlines, we have kids, we have traffic, we have, toxic bosses, we have,
So
bad relationships. And so you stay in that
Yes.
stressful situation.
But it goes back to the reptilian brain. The reptilian brain has not, I know people say about evolution and all this stuff. It has not evolved from when we were
the
being
reptilian
chased
part
by
of the
an
brain,
animal
yes.
till now.
Yes.
It has no idea whether we're in real danger or not. If it perceives it, you're in danger.
Yeah.
There's no question in its mind. It's not
Right.
going to be like, well, maybe.
The difference is a lot of the stress that we have nowadays does not stop. It's chronic all the time. Deadlines at work, kids, blah, 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 versus I'm running from a tiger. So you stay in that stressed out state. And the longer your body stays in that stressed out state, the worse your health is going to be.
So how do you change that brain to tell yourself that this is not real and I am not in trouble? Well, guess what? You have to do some work. You do.
You do. It
have to
takes,
work constantly.
It takes time, but once you do the work, it becomes second nature and you're a different person.
And you're a different person.
Yeah, it's easy.
And I was going to say, if you stop and take time out to laugh, I'm telling you, your outlook changes, your mood changes, your physical body changes. Everything about you changes once you get through. I'm talking about a good fit of, 10 minutes of good, you hurt your ribs kind of laughing like that.
Well, so your brain doesn't know the difference between a good thought and a bad thought. It just knows what you're focusing on. So and your brain cannot be happy and angry or happy and sad at the same time. It has to make a choice. And it's just going to pick the more positive one. So that's why deep breathing exercises work to manage stress, because you're taking in oxygen, which activates your parasympathetic nervous system, which gives you happy feelings. And so it pushes the negative feelings out. Well, what happens when you're having a good hearty laugh? You're breathing pretty heavy, right?
Oh, yeah, you're taking in a lot of oxygen.
So you're taking in a lot of oxygen. So I think the laughter is beneficial, but I also think that deep breathing you get from laughter helps too. So you get like a double whammy right there.
Sometimes it can be so funny that you have to stop because you can't breathe.
Yeah, and you're falling on the floor.
Because you've used up all of your oxygen.
Yeah, wait, stop. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
And I've had people, after they've taken a laugh yoga class, text me hours later and say they still felt happy.
Feel good?
They still felt happy. They still
Nice.
felt great. So if you're taking time to laugh every day, those benefits are going to last. And then let's say 3 hours later, here comes some stress. Yeah, it is what it is. We'll deal with it. You're better able to handle it. You're more resilient. And then, talking about play, I just think that if you take time to play, not only are you going to get laughter, but come on, we all have an inner child.
Well,
We all have an inner child.
Here's why you'll get some pretty good laughter at that kind of stuff. Just for an example, off the top of my head, if you went to the park and you guys said, "Hey, let's all play a game of tag." Screw it, play tag. I'm in first, and you all went around. The moment that you began to run around like a kid again, trying to chase, you would laugh, and and all that stuff would come back to you, and all the good chemicals.
All the memories will come back, and you'll have a good time, and then you've got good brain
the
chemicals.
whole time
Yeah.
you're playing, you'll be laughing.
Yeah.
Yep, having a good time and not feeling stupid.
Well, I was going to say, you have to not give a shit what people think.
Yeah, man, that's the biggest thing for everybody is to just let everybody be whatever they want to be. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, I remember
Leave everybody alone.
this one person. I was in a group of people. This was years ago. And I try to be a funny person, when I'm in a group.
You are.
And I cracked a joke or something. And we were having a meeting, and everybody but this one person laughed. So we had a good chuckle, and then we moved on and got back to work, right? Mm-hmm. This one person looked at me like I was just the most unprofessional person, and she rolled her eyes, and she couldn't believe that I was cracking jokes, and oh my God, this is not the place for that. But you know what? I feel sorry for that person. Everybody else laughed, but then, it's not like we stopped what we were doing.
No.
We got back to work.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
But I gave everybody a chuckle, and
you need that.
yeah, and not only can that help with resilience to stress and being happy and good dopamine and serotonin. But, maybe somebody was starting to fall asleep in this meeting, or maybe it was getting boring. So by having that oxygen break, so to speak, now everybody can refocus.
Or I was just thinking maybe there was a person in a meeting who had, something really heavy on their head, and they're kind of worried. They heard you and they cracked up. And it was gone for that split second,
Yeah.
which is, it's always a great thing to take a break from whatever's on your mind.
So I guess what I take from that is it's really good for your health and longevity to laugh, but you have the power to help other people with their health and longevity by making them laugh.
But some people in this world, I don't know if you've ever met any. I've met about two. They don't laugh.
Yeah.
Like on Jerry Seinfeld, you know that girl? That girl would just go,
Oh, yeah. That's funny.
Oh, that's funny. That's always, oh, that was pretty funny. And not laugh. And you're just like, what's wrong? What's the matter?
Yeah.
Why don't you laugh
I don't
at
know
anything?
if there's a part of the brain that doesn't work. I don't know. If you're one of those people, come to a laugh yoga class or try, do something. Try to laugh. I mean, and whatever that looks like for you. If you like to crack jokes, if you want to watch a funny movie, you just want to act silly. You really can't worry about what other people think.
I like how you said how, that looks for the person, because what I was just going to bring up is how people laugh. Everybody has their individual style of how they laugh.
Yeah.
A lot of people, it's just their head. They laugh at their head. Me, like my whole body goes like back and forth and all over the place when I laugh. That's just the way I am. It just depends on the person. I like that about people. It just depends on the person. Like when they're in a really hearty laugh, you could see it's the real them.
Yeah, and it's if you're in a meeting or something, you might, but how freeing is it to just let go and just...
And you just,
kind of like,
it's funny.
Kind of like, I'm going to get a little TMI here, but kind of like sex, okay? It's more enjoyable when you're not worried about what you look like and you just let go and you just enjoy. Same thing with laughing. Don't care if you snort or if you
There is that video. There's a great video that everybody needs to check out. There's a French talk show that invited 5 people on that had weird laughs, and they all just were there. And when one person started laughing, they all started laughing, and they all sounded so weird. One guy sounded like a car horn, like exact. He was like, honk, 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 honk. That's the way he laughed. It was hilarious. I was laughing my ass off. Oh my goodness.
Well, that's kind of what happens in laugh yoga.
Yeah.
You're fake laughing. You're doing things like pretending to do things. But you laugh. So like say one of them might be 2 people having an argument. So you're shaking your finger at each other and you're, shaking your head, making faces, but instead of actually arguing, you're ha 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 ha. And it's so stupid and it's so silly.
It is stupid. That's
that you start laughing for real, because not only are you laughing at the silliness of it, but once one person starts laughing, it's like a chain reaction and you have so much fun.
No, it is.
We pretend to ride roller coasters and we're
Don't take what I say about it. Like it's a great class. If I was like getting paid a couple of $1,000s, I would do it. But if I'm not getting paid to do it, I'm not going to be act like I'm on a roller coaster. No.
Yeah, but that may not be for everybody, but you still laugh a lot. You still laugh a lot every day. And that particular class,
I laugh a lot on purpose.
Yeah. That particular class is not for everybody, but going back to the other thing we were talking about, play, which can lead to laughter. You teach a class that's like recess on the playground.
Yep.
But it's a little more intense because it's supposed to be for fitness. But we play games like Simon Says, and we have hula hoops and, musical chairs and all that kind of stuff you can come and just be silly.
And you see how when people participate, how they laugh.
Yeah.
And they're just because they're having a good time.
They're playing. It makes...
Because you're acting silly and you're really, quote unquote, you're not supposed to, but you are, so why not laugh about it?
Yeah,
so
instead of taking exercise so seriously. I mean, all right, I got to, pump these weights and I got to do the treadmill and stuff. You're getting fitness, but you're playing.
Yeah.
And you're having a good time.
and you're hopefully having a good time.
So I think that you did a little research on laughter, didn't you?
Did I?
I don't know. Did you?
I did.
You have a piece of paper
So-
over there in front of you.
So the thing is that the medical community doesn't have time or the money to do this kind of research
Oh, yeah.
on a grand scale. Like they do it, but
If
it's
they
like
could put laughter in a pharmaceutical
it's
pill,
like
they would.
it's like they're like, you know what, man? If I can't, cure cancer with this, then it has to go, to the end of the list. But so I found 2 studies. So I wanted to be fair. I found 2 studies. One's 4, and one didn't get any conclusion, but it's hilarious. So that's why I wrote it
Okay.
down. So the first one is
So you're going to make us laugh while we're talking about laughter.
yeah. The first one it was done in a study group, like how it's supposed to be done. So they had some people there, and they did the whole thing. And then what they found was the conclusion of this whole study. They had 300 people, was that laughter has shown that it could change you socially, spiritually, physically, all at the same time.
I believe that.
Adverse effects from laughter, there are none.
You're right. Well,
they
you're-
had to put that.
You might feel like you did a bunch of crunches that day. You
Yeah.
got good belly laughs, but that's about it.
They had to put that.
Might
that
pee on yourself
they
occasionally.
can't
but-
put I mean, if you laugh really hard, you probably could get a headache or something like that.
Yeah,
But here's the deal. There's a little caveat. It has to come from spontaneous laughter.
yeah.
So you can't just be like, okay, you ready? And you think you're going to get all the benefits.
Yeah.
It's got to be spontaneous.
Yeah, that's
comes out
why-
of nowhere, and you laugh hard, and then that's when it takes on those healing
Yeah.
effects of the body.
That's why laugh yoga is the only class I won't do with just one person, because if you only have a couple of people, then it's kind of stays the fake laughter.
right.
But
and
if
it
you have a
never
lot of
goes to
people,
the-
we do the fake laughter to induce the genuine laughter. So the more people you have, the sillier you act, the more fun it is. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So the other study was inconclusive. I know. I can't even. I just want to laugh, and I can hardly read
How can
it.
anybody say laughter is not
It says-
beneficial?
So it says they research of all the evidence that they've had. So this came after this big study. They all basically got together and said, "Let's discuss this. let's see what all this is about." So overall, the evidence that they came up with is health has no health benefits at all.
Oh, laughter has no benefits on
no,
health.
yeah, nothing.
Who funded this study?
But it was just because they all sat around, and I could picture them with their pipes, and they were going, "Pum, pum, pum, pum." Old chap, I don't think this is any good. And then they closed the books. That was it. They were like, laughter does
Everybody
nothing.
went, ha ha ha, I don't feel any different. Okay.
So, but they did put at the end, so everybody knows, this was just a discussion from the experiences that they had and from other studies that the one study I found said that it's good for you, and I don't see how it could
Not be.
not be good for you, because the evidence of the chemicals that get released in your brain when
Yeah.
you laugh.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how could that be bad?
So I'm going to put a challenge out to our listeners. If any of you laugh on a regular basis and you don't feel like it adds anything to your life, I'd like to hear from you. I'd like to, maybe investigate this a little more. Nobody's going to contact us because I just don't see how anybody could say, oh, yeah, laughter's bad.
So
I just don't.
no, I mean, so I think it's what you said before. People are a little bit afraid to be silly. I am not. Like, I will be in the basement, you're upstairs, and because I want to, I might scream out something, and you'll be like, what the hell did you say? And then I'll go, what did you say? Just to mess with you, so I could hear you laugh. Well, just be silly. Why not do it?
You know what's even funnier is when you're silly out in public, like
Just do it. Just be silly.
like I'm grocery shopping and I can hear you 3 aisles over yell something out. I can't think of an example of the things that you would yell out. Well, like that time that there was this
It would
huge.
depend.
Okay, so we didn't film this, and we should have. We are probably going to have to start doing some silly things on YouTube or whatever. But we were in the grocery store once, and there was a cereal display, and there was this huge box that was supposed to look like a box of cereal.
It was like 10 feet tall. It was
yeah.
huge.
Well, I don't know if it was that big, but it was pretty big.
No, it was taller than me. It was big.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
So I remember you were going to put it in the basket and grab a few gallons of milk
About 10
and go
gallons of
check
milk.
out.
And see if they would be like, all right, let's see.
And
a lot of cereal.
this was a long time ago, so I probably didn't have a camera phone, but I would have loved to have videotaped the reaction of the cashier when you walked up there with 3 or 4 gallons of milk in this huge empty box that looked like a box of cereal.
So-
you should probably should have gone to the kitchenware department too and got you a big spoon.
So
No, I like when you just say things like, "Hey," really loud, or
if something's on sale, I like to tell you from all the aisles over.
But the point is, he's being silly, and he doesn't care who sees him,
not?
and he doesn't care what some stranger that he's never going to see again thinks of him. Like, oh, that
don't
guy's
care.
being, stupid or whatever.
Yeah, I don't
You know
care.
what? Who cares? You're going to live longer than them probably.
Whenever I do, I feel like I'm not having a great day that day. Then I know I'm not having a great day. Like if I have a little apprehension about something, not because I always want to be stupid, but just if I have any apprehension about anything, then I know I'm not having a good day. But if I'm out in public and I'm like
Yeah, you usually don't care.
acting like a fool,
Yeah.
then I'm having a pretty good day.
Yeah.
Other
But
people
like,
I do.
I think if everybody played and laughed, we'd probably have less road rage. I just think the world would be a happier place if people would just lighten up, giggle at stuff, don't take things too seriously, and play. Take time to play. And I don't just mean video games. I mean, yes, that's part of play
Okay.
too, but you got to do other things too.
All right. I have to pose you a question. I don't know this person's name, so I cannot. There's no way I can drop a name or nothing like that. But remember that chick that used to hang out on the corner of Academy
Yes,
in Austin Bluffs?
there
Remember that
was
chick
a
used to there with
who
the
would hang out on the corner in a
cosplay?
costume.
Yeah, what happened to her?
It was a different
Cold, huh?
costume, probably too cold. It was a different costume every day. Now I don't know if I would do this because she was pretty close to traffic,
But she was having fun though.
she just stood there on the corner
Doing all these cool
silly
moves.
dances and yeah.
Having fun.
Yeah. And there's also a guy at the grocery store who is always in a costume.
What's up with that guy? I see him
Sometimes
too.
he looks like Superman and
Yeah.
I don't know, but
He just comes to work in a costume.
Yeah.
So the manager
maybe he's doing it for the kids. I don't know.
The manager was like, "That's okay.
Yeah.
I will allow that
He
to
just,
happen."
yeah, I don't know if he works
Boy,
there or if
times
he
have
just hangs out
changed.
there. I don't know. So get out there, laugh, play, don't be afraid to do silly things. This is kind of leading us to our next topic,
What?
which I want to talk about the mind-body connection. The mind-body connection is very, very powerful. Now, I'm not saying that you can, be diagnosed with terminal illness and say, well, that's it. I don't have it and it's going to go away. It might not be that easy. I mean, you could probably do some healing, but
You might have that power.
you might have that power. You don't know. Having a positive outlook and trying to, so let me give you an example. I have clients who weigh themselves a lot and they don't get the results they want. And I had one and I finally got her to stop weighing herself because, as I said before, your brain doesn't know the difference between a good thought and a bad thought. It just knows what you're thinking about.
Well, then my brain's stupid.
So if you're obsessing over a number on a scale, your brain knows that
47.
you're thinking about that number and it thinks that's the weight you want to stay at. Now, people think I'm crazy when I say this, so I'd like to give an example of something else that will make you realize what I'm talking about. Women who can't get pregnant, sometimes they go on fertility treatments and still can't get pregnant and they obsess over it and they're like, oh, I can't get pregnant, this is really bad, and then they give up and decide to adopt a child. So they're no longer stressing over the fact they can't get pregnant. They just relax. Boom, they get pregnant after they've adopted a kid.
Hey,
how
that
many
happened-
times? That happens a lot.
That happened to Doug and Carrie.
That happens a lot. So as you can see, if you are stressing about something bad, in your body, your brain doesn't know that you think it's bad. It just knows, oh, you're focusing on this. So this must be what you want to happen. So the same thing would happen if you are focusing on something good. If you're focusing on healing, let's say you've got a stomach problem that's bothering you. You know, your brother did that. He focused on healing
did.
and he got better.
I know this sounds.
I mean, I'm not saying it's the only thing you do. You still do your treatments or whatever.
He did. He took all of his medicine, but he pictured like the illness being killed, being chopped up
by
and
his immune system,
taken care of, and it worked.
Yeah.
I mean, he still has flare-ups. He still has times, but I remember when he was bad for like long periods of time, and now he'll go for long periods of time where he's great.
Yeah.
And then have short periods of time where he's kind of out for a little while, you know, which is a whole lot better than what it was before.
You said a little while ago that laughter can even change the way you look. So if you're negative all the time, or you're thinking, oh, I look bad, or I'm ugly, or if you're just, you know, always in a bad mood, your physical appearance is going to be different than if you are in a good mood and you're happy, and your face will actually change.
I mean, probably not everybody, but a lot of people probably know a person like this. I knew a woman. She was never happy. Every once in a while she chuckled. There was never really a laugh out of her. I knew her for about maybe 10 years, maybe 12 years, something like that. She developed the face with the wrinkles that headed downward. So the eyes came down, the lips, around the nose, because it was never being used to come up.
Yeah.
So it just went with gravity and kept going. And she always looked like she was upset even when she wasn't.
Right.
Even when she was in a good mood, she looked like she was upset.
Yeah. You've heard resting bitch face?
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people, they're not really in a bitchy mood, but
It's
because they are always thinking negative, or they don't laugh, they don't smile.
Laughter's great.
Your face kind of looks like that. I mean, you will. It's true. Laughter and that mind-body connection can actually alter your physical appearance. But but things like I said, like weight loss, you know, or being healthy. If you focus on, I'm doing these things to make myself healthy. I'm going to be healthy.
You could jiggle your belly while you laugh.
Instead, if you just focus on the outcome that you want with your body, then you're going to achieve it faster. You still have to do other things. You can't just control everything with your mind, but you can make things work better, come quicker, just by believing that it's going to happen. It really is powerful. If
I believe it was put here for a reason, laughter. You know, there's some people who laugh when they're in grief.
Yeah,
because that's how they grieve.
That's their coping.
That's how they
mechanism.
cope.
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's put into our brain for those reasons, because those people do it when they're in stress. So why not do it when we're in stress? We might have to do it on purpose.
Yeah.
And here's what I wanted to tell all my listeners. I know I have like millions, so I'm going to tell all of you. I love you all, first
Hi, Kevin.
of all. I love you all, first of all. Second of all, I have Asperger's, so I will listen to a song or watch a TV show, no lie, 87 times in a row, and I don't care. That's just who I am. But I just want to tell people, if you know of a show that is going to make you laugh, side-splitting, and you say you've already watched it last week, watch it again. If it's going to make you laugh your ass off, or put it on again.
Or if there's a podcast, or if there's, you have a coffee table book of your favorite cartoon and you laugh every time. Or if there's a particular, say there's a particular person that you know who is really funny. You don't have to call them up and say, hey, man, I got this problem. Let's talk about it. You don't do that. Just engage them in conversation. They'll make you laugh.
It's going to be funny. Yeah. I was like that when I was hanging out.
Or an activity that you always have a really good time doing.
That's why, you see, I knew. That's my finger. I knew I was being used at all my old jobs, because like crowds of people, they would like early in the morning, they would all crowd around me and be like, hey, what's up,
because they knew you were going to make them laugh.
They knew I was going to make them laugh and they would get through the day.
Yeah.
Which I did anyway.
Yeah. So just try to laugh every day. I really do believe it's an important part of health. And I think people who laugh and play live longer, have an easier time at life, less stress. You're able to deal with things better. But I really do believe that it has physical benefits to both your body and your mind.
It does. And even when I'm in a depressed mood, I find time to laugh. I know it sounds weird. I will find time. Like I just said, I will find a show or anything that I know I'm going to laugh. So I'll hurry up and watch it just so I can get in the laugh. The laugh may not be as hearty as it was because I don't feel good, but it was a laugh. So I got that little break in my brain. And then I'll do it again maybe later, and then a little bit later. And that helps me through the day, not sit there and wallow in my issues and my problems.
And you know why that is? Because like I said, your brain can't be happy and sad at the same time.
Right.
And it's always going to go to the positive.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. Like I said, people, we always say this. It takes work. Everything takes work. And unfortunately, at our age, it's just, we're going to have to work for the rest of our lives to be healthy and happy. We can't just sit back and just hope it's going to be good and we hope everything works out. We're going to have to work hard, but the work gets easier and it gets more enjoyable.
Yeah, there's no magic wand. You do have to, make an effort.
Yep.
But once something becomes a habit, it's automatic.
Yeah.
It's automatic. And then you can move on to the next habit
and then
that you want to change.
When you're 88, you're going to look back and say, I'm so happy I made those changes when I was in my 50s or in my 40s.
Yeah.
Yep.
But that's not to say if you're in your 80s and you're starting now, it is never too late. Never too late.
Hold on. It is never too late.
So I think that's it for us today. And follow us on Facebook, subscribe to our website, send us questions and topics you want to learn about.
There's going to be new videos coming to Instagram. I'm going to start posting reels.
We have a YouTube channel that we'll be posting some things on.
Yep. Yeah. Instructional stuff and just happy stuff. Yeah. Positive stuff.
Yeah. I've got a couple of meditation videos on our YouTube channel. Yeah. You could do some deep breathing and get some of those benefits that laughter brings just from the deep breathing. If you are in the Colorado Springs area and would like us to help you in person, shoot us an email at contactus@chronologyfit.com or message us on Facebook. We can also help you virtually with some of our services.
Yes.
You can check out other great podcasts by visiting studio809radio.com. We hope you have a healthy, playful and laughterful week, and tune in next time to the Functional Fitness and Nutrition Podcast with Chronology.